Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. My name is Taunia Flindt, and I am an account manager, Autodesk account manager here with the PPI group, and I'm going to go over some of the new things that are in 2017, as well as some of the changes that Autodesk has been doing. So we'll just go ahead and get started here. Are we seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple things in regard to the new AutoCAD 2017, and also some of the software management changes that they've made, which have been really great. So I'll just dive right in. So with their continuous innovation, which you know that they do, and they try and add a whole bunch of stuff to the program, and obviously with what we're doing and how we want to use the program. So they've continued to move forward with these things, and now they've also done some collaboration that you can do now by publishing them up to the cloud, and you can also get the new Autodesk desktop app, which I recommend that everybody gets right away. It's actually a pretty amazing tool that they have come up with. Now, what they've done with their changes in the new subscription term-based licensing and all of that is that the market really pushed for this. And they could, because we always want to continuously have updates, that's what we pay for, right? And like if I'm on Netflix, I want to make sure I'm getting the newest things, the newest features. I use it all the time. And so they have done that to help us move forward, and also to take care of your software management tools, which makes it a lot easier to get your updates and pushes and all of that kind of stuff. So this is kind of a redundant slide, as we all know the changes that they're doing right now. But I do believe that, again, that they're making those changes because of the market and what we're really requiring and wanting them to do. So things that they have done are simplifying your licensing and access to all your updates. So another thing is that you can personalize your AutoCAD to fit the way you and your coworkers work. With no disruptions, which is really great because of the new connection that they have with, again, with the Autodesk desktop app, as well as being able to collaborate with from any device. So I know personally I have an Android, I have Apple, I have my laptop Windows, I have lots of different devices that I want to be able to access all my information. So they have done that with all their new innovation, and thank goodness that they came out with this new desktop app. So they have simplified everything to where before you might have a project where you have 10 people working on it, and with your perpetual licensing you would have to pay maintenance on those every year. Well, if your next project only had 7, there's 3 seats sitting there that aren't being used. So that's why they had gone into this new subscription term-based licensing, so that you can actually scale up or scale down what you're doing, and how many, basically saving you money. As well as they have these new bite-size updates, again, utilizing that desktop app, that you could get pushed out to everybody with, and not be everybody getting disrupted. So again, you can now, with the new desktop app, again, I'm probably reiterating this too much, but with that, you can get your, in there, you can go in and get skill building tips. So if you need to basically training, kind of on-the-job training, that you can go in there and say, okay, I need to learn how to do this, or I need to learn how to do that. So they've done that to help you out as well. So they have the new, well, it's not new, collaboratively you can utilize the AutoCAD 360 and A360. So that's going to be one, actually Patrick is going to show you some of that today as well, which is actually really, really nice for us to have. So in with their innovations that they've done, so now you can import, which is awesome, and Patrick's going to show you this as well. You can import, plot, and attach your PDFs. So Patrick's going to touch on that. Your 3D printing is a lot easier. And then underlaying for all your BIM designs, which majority of companies are now moving toward that, even in the construction, just straight construction world. Everybody's kind of moving into that total BIM solution. So Autodesk, again, this is just kind of, again, kind of a redundant slide, but they've simplified everything. They've helped to personalize what your AutoCAD, will feel like, and then you're connecting and collaborating, and then moving forward, obviously, with the new technology that they are doing. So here's some stuff on how they have simplified the management tools. So again, they're subscription flexible plans. This is your subscriptions, where it is a lower point of entry to come in. And again, you can easily scale it up or down, and you really are only paying now for what you're using. And another nice feature is that it is technically a rental, and you can always bill it back to your clients. So this, again, you're able to control what you're doing, and you can predict your spend based on your projects and how many people and users that you'll be needing. So it is really a project-based workflow, which is really nice. Now, another thing that you can do is if you're in a project for a long time, that you can actually lock in your price and do a multi-year subscription, so that if they change pricing, which they do, that you'll be locked in for at least up to 3 years. So your software now includes your Autodesk AutoCAD 360 Pro, which is, again, I know Patrick's going to be touching in on this, and it also works with that AutoCAD mobile app. So you'll be able to draft and edit and view 2D drawings across, again, all of your multiple devices, which I have this app set up on all of my devices. And it's pretty amazing to be able to use this. So your subscription is basically you're going to have access to your new releases and software updates really quick. They are in smaller little bite-sized pieces, so it's easier to get them loaded up, and it's non-disruptive to your current business plan, which is really nice. And we don't have to uninstall or reinstall anymore, so that's really nice as well. So now I'm going to pass this off to Patrick, and he's going to dive in and show you what some of the new features are.
Thanks, Taunia. I'm actually going to go over some major points. These are actually the new features that have been implemented into the AutoCAD 2017. And then after this, I'm going to show you some enhancements. And then hopefully, if we have some time, we'll go over some new tools and introduce you to some system variables. So what we have here is import PDF files. I'll briefly go over these 4 topics, and then we'll shoot right into the demo and go over and do a demonstration of each of these. And I'm confident that you guys are going to find this very, very exciting and help your workflow in the long run. So import PDF files. Everybody has imported PDF files as backgrounds and things like that to coordinate projects, collaborate. And then usually you will remove that PDF once that information is inputted into AutoCAD as vector information, which was manually done in the past. So here we have kind of an OCR recognition, optical recognition, basically taking those PDF elements and inserting them into AutoCAD. And we also have an A360 collaboration tool, which is share design views, which is really nice, we'll go over, and smart center lines and center marks. This is a request from a lot of people, making center lines associative to the actual objects. And here we're kind of moving into a little bit of parametric realms here, which is really good to see in AutoCAD. Rarely do people, a lot of my students actually don't really use the parametric qualities in AutoCAD, but you can do some pretty powerful things with that as far as connectivity with your objects and other elements in AutoCAD, keeping things clear. And of course, Autodesk desktop app. And Taunia mentioned, briefly went over this. We'll go through the interface. This actually takes the place of the application manager, and which was a feature that kind of on a mass scale updated your products, your building suites and infrastructure suites. This is a lot more personalized, and you're going to see a lot more collaboration and personality or personalized tools in here to move forward with. So it's good to actually see that. So let's jump into AutoCAD here. And you're going to notice when you install 2017, and we'll go over this towards the end, you're going to notice a few changes as far as migration and inserting your serial numbers and getting AutoCAD copacetic and rolling. And we'll go over that towards the end of this, but here the intro screen, very similar to what you guys are used to. I'm going to pop open a recent CAD file here. And we're going to go into model space. And now there's a few things here that you need to realize. Now it sounds too good to be true, taking a PDF and inserting all those elements and having them come across and translate as perfect AutoCAD elements and keeping the fidelity. So what I'm going to show you here are two examples. The biggest example here is the elements actually come in very nice and clean as far as line work. The one thing that you should prepare for, though, is to make sure that your dimension styles, I don't know what your standards are, but hopefully you can switch over to true type fonts, because SHX, basically it translates that SHX fonts into line work. So it's really not usable fonts. You can't edit it. And I'll show you kind of how that is. And so what I'm going to do right now is there's two ways to bring in a PDF and turn it into vector elements. So here I'm going to go under the Insert tab, and most of you are familiar with this. Insert, and then they put in an import, PDF import here under the panel. And right up here there, PDF import. And enter. It's asking for a file. And so I have this dimension plan PDF. This is exact copy. All I did was export this out to a PDF, this actual file. And so what you're going to see here is a brand new dialog box. Now I'm going to go over this, just a few options here, because these I feel like are the most crucial options. When you're bringing in this into vector, AutoCAD needs to know, hey, what is going to be translated? How is it going to be translated? So right off the bat, I'm going, okay, we want this to be vector geometry, and that's of course the native of what AutoCAD creates. And then we got solid fills. Yes, we do want that. True type text, and you have the option to take that off. We're going to leave that on. And then raster images, if you have any embedded in there, they come in as PNGs, so they actually come in too. And then down here we have an auxiliary supplementary options down here. Import as a block, I always like to do that in case it covers over some existing line work. And then join line and arc segments. I usually leave that on, and then convert solid fills to hatches. I'm going to turn that off, untoggle that, and then apply line weight properties. This one actually goes back to, it's asking, AutoCAD's asking you the question, do you want to take the line types from your existing PDF, or do you want to actually, which will extrapolate as much as possible, or do you want to actually take the line weights and have CAD actually take care of that? So either way, it's going to bring it in as vector information, and I'm just going to, actually let me go back on that and do that again because I want to scale this. So PDF import, I'm going to go back to file, the PDF file here, and I'll try to go at a pace here where you guys can remember most of this information here. So under the scale, I have the opportunity to put in, I know this is ½ inch, so I'm going to use the inverse 24 there, or dimension scale, and I think that's about it. And so we can see the outline of our file. And I'm going to click in space here. And so we don't have any, state grid planes or anything like that going on. So I'm just placing relative coordinates here, and so, or absolute coordinates. And what you see here is actually, let's see here. the block reference. So what you need to do, it came in as a block, and I know that a lot of people don't like to do this. We're going to use explode over here. And what you can see is it's bringing in, you can kind of see some of the things, how it's translating. The arcs, if you click on that, you can see over in your properties that we have, it's turning that right into polylines. Some of the others, it's actually turning it into solids. So if we were to look at this, and I know you think of solids as 3D, but if we were to look at this at a front view here on our view cube, you can see that we're dealing with a z-axis of 0 pretty much. So no need to worry about flattening or anything like that. So what we have here, and I'll just go and kind of take a look at some of this line work and select on it, and you can see it's coming over as native elements, which is really nice, very accurate. And this text, I'm going to click on main office. This is editable, so I can double click on there and go in and edit this right from the PDF. So really nice feature. The one thing I wanted to show you is dim styles. Now this is something that I made sure that this was a Roman SHX, okay? And so look what happens. It's actually turning this thing into, basic line work, and that's not good. So you have the option to go into your dimension variables, change your, before you actually export, and change this back to maybe a true type font. You'll have better luck. A lot of the time though, when you're inserting the PDFs, it's nice to have those dimensions there, but eventually those are going to be gone anyway. So a real big time saver for that. The other things I wanted to mention on here, everyone asks, hey, scanned images. Scanned images, you're going to get the quality from the original image. So when you scan an image, it's going to come in, but you're going to see some inaccuracies, some extrapolation and things like that. So your best bet is to take, if you can get it, take an original CAD file that has been exported, or take a PDF that's been originally exported from a CAD file. You'll have much better luck with that. The other thing I can show you, of course AutoCAD has several ways of doing things, and due to our time constraints, I'm not going to do another one, but you can access it through the application button menu and then publish, export, and you can export to PDF there. And of course you can type it in on the command line too under the new system variable. Okay. And the OCR capability is very, very powerful there. And again, if you have existing PDFs that are attached, and I will actually, let's see here. Well, due to our time constraints, if you do have existing PDFs, you can click on those and do a one-button export or import into your CAD file. So really powerful. And if you have a batch of PDFs, you can select from individual PDFs to actually import into your CAD file. One more thing here on importing PDFs. Under your options, you do have a brand new, let's see here, PDF import location. So this is the location in your system files here that the imports will be extracted from. So you can actually put that that link in there and have that go to it every single time in your profile. All right, let's move on to A360. And this is just a fantastic collaboration tool, not for just the user, but this is a, let me prepare this here. This is a very powerful tool for stakeholders and also anybody, any designers, non-designers, because basically you don't need any Autodesk subscription to actually view these files. You do need one to create them. So this is why it's very versatile. This will go across the board here. Everyone, you're able to share your design throughout the whole design team, no matter what level. and breaking down those silos and getting the most accurate information to everybody on the team as early as possible. And we know how expensive it can be later on in the project to make major changes. So you'll be able to use this tool for free. It comes with it. And you can access this through A360. And you'll notice here they've taken out Design Feed. I didn't do it. But if you had a love affair with Design Feed, I'm sorry about that, but it seems like they're possibly phasing that one out. And you know what, to tell you the truth, I didn't really use it that much, and I clicked it pretty much off most of the time. So anyway, now we have a real easy to clarity in here. So what we're going to do is share design views, and what this is going to do is shoot this up to the cloud. And I don't know why I say up. Anyway, it's in the cloud, I guess. And so publish and display in my browser. So once I hit that button over here on the left, I'm going to get this dialog. I suggest if you have a deadline or if you have several, maybe a batch plot going, use the publish. Whoops, let me do that again. Use the publish and notify me when complete. When you do this, you get an email. You also get a notification in your lower right-hand screen there to tell you that your publish is done. And so you can also use this, publish and display in my browser now. And by the way, this is A360 is all compatible with Firefox, all the latest browsers. So I'm going to actually click on that first one. And I have simplified this model. I've tried this on a few others. It takes a little bit of time. This is a very simple model of gears, 3 stacked on top of each other, and I just want to show you some of the features. And so here we go, we're processing. And if you get an error here, don't be afraid to go back and try it again, because several reasons why this thing might be not going. It could be connection, all sorts of things, internet congestivity or congestion and things like that. So here we can actually go back to our design here. Another thing that they've taken out and they've replaced is they've taken out the 360 web tool. And I don't know how many of you used that, but now you can use the 360 drive, open 360 drive there to access that. And so we're going to view in our browser here. And even if your browser is closed, it doesn't mean this activity is not going on. It's going on in the background. So don't worry about if your browser closes. I think I actually picked on the first one here. We might have some here. Okay. So this is a 2D view here. Very easy and concise. I love this interface. 2D, you can actually go in here. You have a stripped down layer manager. You can turn on and off layers. Hopefully you'll do that in the beginning process to actually speed up things. And another thing is to make sure you're sharing your layer management convention with everybody too. So another reason why to have really nice clean layer names and making sure that all those elements are associated with the correct layer. We've got our pan tool, so you can imagine somebody looking at this that doesn't have any AutoCAD experience can go in here and quickly get up to speed on things. We can do quick measurements. I'm not saying this is a tool to replace, all your detailing or anything like that. This is just maybe an analytics, just taking a look at the model proportions and getting an idea, and hopefully that will transpire into more collaboration with the team here. So I'm going to go and here, let me do a quick measurement. I think I just had one there. And it highlights, I'm right here on the diameter, and it sequences the measurements. So right now I have this edge is 1.3 radius, and it gives me that. I also can go over here. I can get distances, I can get line work again, and it all puts it over here, and you can restart this at any time. to clean out that registry. And of course, the biggest thing is, how do I share this? Well, this is a live review. And so I'm going to switch over here, toggle over to the 3D view here. Of course, this looks, you know, you've got your orbiting commands and concentric orbiting. You can do a lot with this under settings. You can change your, if you don't have DirectX 11 or something like that, you can change all your 3D under performance and appearance over here. We could spend all day talking about all this, but I just want you to know and be aware of where this is, and you can change this if your speed is not there. So we've also, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go right to live review here. Click that and your name. Start review. Very easy. Now, what we do now is, if you want to invite recipients here, you just go invite, and you have a link right here. And so I'm not going to bother going into this, but this is the link that you would send to your team, and they would have access, and they would be able to do real-time collaboration. Really, really exciting. So I'm going to close this down, and this is just a copy and paste in here. And let me see if I have any other goodies. You have a small stripped down properties menu in here. The other thing is displacement. Say you have an assembly, a very complicated assembly. You can do a displacement here, an explode kind of, I guess. And you have the degree of explosion here by just changing this little slider here down below. And so this is definitely delineating, giving you an idea of what the parts are in the assembly if you're more mechanically disciplined there. And let's see here, orbiting, and you can do the orbit and displacement. One last thing I want to show you on here is, it's only available in 3D, is the splicing views. You can cut your X-plane, Y-plane, Z-plane. I'm going to cut an X-plane here. And you've got your old gizmo. This is very easy to explain to people if they're not familiar with all this stuff in here. Basically, you grab the arrow, it's dynamic, and you can slide over your object or slide it in to get a section cut. You can also section cut that by hovering over your perpendicular axis there. Whoops, it's kind of finicky here. There we go. I can cut it that way. So you also have section box available in here too, so people that are familiar with that. And you just click down there to toggle on your model. You also have your view cube up here, and you can set it back to home at any time you choose. And so this is a great way of preserving your drawings, less corruption going on, less file transfer, less loss of translation there. And also you get to invite your whole team member, all your team members, regardless of their AutoCAD savvy. So it's a really, really nice tool. The other things I wanted to mention is make sure you prepare your drawing before sending it into A360 viewer here, because you got to remember some of these people are going to be, well, it's really for the orchestrator actually. The speed, you want to make sure you, like for instance, parallel view. Make sure that you're in parallel view when you're actually up here. You can right click up there, and instead of perspective, takes just a little more CPU processing if you have it into the old parallel view here, perspective. And layer control, make sure you actually refine that before you send it into the cloud, and it will save you a lot of trouble. And that is, I believe I'm covering one thing I wanted to show that comes with A360 is, of course, the A360 app. And that, of course, you can use on your tablet, on your phone, anywhere you are. It's a great tool. It's free now. It's pro. They used to charge you for that. So now you can actually do your drafting, comments, anything like that, design review on your phone. If you don't have an online connection, it's fine. Everything updates when you actually get connected. So no loss of information there. One little caveat at the end, subscribers do get this. There is under the maintenance plan and perpetual licensing, you will have to purchase, you will need to purchase an extra add-on to get that username there. So very exciting. I'm going to close this down here. So now we are on to smart center lines and center marks. Now this is a cool little associativity tool, and I'm going to bring up AutoCAD here and open a fairly simple 2D drawing to demonstrate this. And so this is kind of, you can do a lot of things with the, of course, parametric. This is not, everything that I'm mentioning in 3D is only available in the full-blown version of AutoCAD 2017. Things like parametrics, coordination, collaboration, things like that are only available in that full-scale version. So LT, if you're good with LT and you're productive with that, that's great. If you do want to do collaboration with the team, then I would suggest, moving up to the full version. You've also got several other benefits with that too that comes with that. And so I'm going to go over to Annotate tab, and they placed a new panel in here. It's called Center Lines. And so there's two types here depending on which view you're looking at, or auxiliary view. So I'm going to go in here to Center Mark. I'm going to go over to this, not over here. I'm just going to highlight over the outside diameter. Click that. And what you have is a perfectly symmetrical center line. No need to do any types of gripping or anything like that. You can set dimension variables to make sure that this actually overlaps. So you do have the option to manually adjust this too. Maybe you wanted to just manually adjust for one side. It's not interrupting any of the fidelity of this macro here. So what you can do and what the biggest benefit is, when you're moving around elements, AutoCAD elements, you want to make sure that all your annotation goes with it. So if I move this, it doesn't look like that center line is going to take, but once moved, and I didn't grab that center line, this will follow. So you do have a relationship now between your center lines and your objects. It makes it really nice. That can save a lot of headache later on. And again, you can change these center lines with, I'm going to the Autodesk 2017 Help Online. There's a whole list of system variables here, new ones that they've added for 2017, and as we know, system variables are not the sexiest thing to work with, but they can make and break your project. So get familiar with these. I know there's a lot of them. You don't have to memorize them, but it goes all the way back to 2016 too. It might be useful to actually go back to 2015 and see what kind of system variables they've added there. So real helpful site there. And the last thing here that we have on this part is Autodesk Desktop App. And this is a more personalized, streamlined, catered version of the application manager. So I'm going to go into, actually we don't even need to go into Autodesk or AutoCAD right now. You can access this at any time. When you install AutoCAD 2017, it actually puts a little shortcut just like your application manager was in, and you click that. And Taunia briefly went over this. You don't have to be signed in. I suggest you be signed in because you can't take advantage of all the goodies in here. Learning videos. Now these are catered depending on what package of software you're on over here. These are catered to your learning needs associated with that piece of software. I'm on AutoCAD right now. I'm going to slide this out so you can actually see the whole name. This is the building design suite here. I'm going to click on AutoCAD. I have a hotfix available, and if I go down to Civil 3D, I have a lot of those updates. And of course, these learning videos are just associated with Civil 3D. So really nice feature. Over here, you have the feedback, and you also have the menu here where you can go and get your account details. You can open up your Autodesk account from here, which is really nice. You can do that. So it's a very easy, intuitive interface. And I think the Autodesk has done a great job at putting in really easy to understand interfaces this time in their releases. Some of the things I wanted to say about this, it's got the shortcut, it's got the, let's see here, it automatically, basically this will, when you bring up 2017, this will automatically be loaded, so no need to worry about bringing that in. It's full of new features, and it's subscription based, and that's the cool thing. So it's really targeted towards your piece of software that you're using. So use that extensively. I think you'll like that very much, and also keeping up all your software. I'm going to close that down. And our next, how are we doing on time here? We're cruising?
You
okay.
got a few minutes.
Okay.
Like 2.
Okay. I can do a lot in 2 minutes. All right. So, okay, desktop app, and we have, okay, migration tools, coordination model, 3D printing. I want to run through this real quick because this is just great. Real quick, who, kind of a poll question, who is using 3D printing right now on a productive basis, or even just for recreation, using AutoCAD 2017 or using something else? This is a great interface. They've added this. You can actually pick your provider that you want to print, or you can actually use Design Studio that actually comes with AutoCAD 2017. It's a program that comes with it. It doesn't load up by default, so you're going to have to do that manually, and I'll show you how to do that. And coordination model. I want to run, yeah, go ahead.
So we
All right.
completed the poll,
Okay.
and it looks like the majority are not using 3D printers.
Okay. All right.
The vast majority.
Okay. Then I want to know, I want to tell you, I won't go through this, but I want to tell you that 3D printing is available. It exports your file into an STL file. And with all the technology and all the money channeling into 3D printers right now, it's a great time to actually add this feature into AutoCAD 2017. I think it was a genius move on their part. Coordination model, let's do this real quick. I'm going to bring in a Navisworks file and a multidiscipline viewer file, and we're going to be able to add elements, AutoCAD elements, to kind of look at maybe the scale of things and coordinate, maybe add some ideas to your Navisworks model without actually without leaving AutoCAD. So I'm going to do that real quick here. And we're going to leave the nuts and bolts here. And I am going to go into this stair. This is a spiral stair here. And basically, I'm going to bring in, it's under the insert again, and you can go through attach here. So I'm going to go attach, just like an XREF or an image. And I'm going to navigate to my Navisworks folder and go down to my file of type. And I'm going to go to the NWD file. This is a self-contained, full native Navisworks file. This is the file that you want. This is actually the file you don't need the original for. I'm going to bring in the brewery facility.
Nice.
Get you excited for the next pub crawl. So we have a very stripped down, abridged version of the kind of a block, you know, inserting a block here. you can, I'm going to bring this in just default here. And we've got the old on the command line 000. That command line will never go away, right? Whoop. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, just to show you what we're dealing with here, I am going to use the view cube to zoom into this catwalk. Okay, so Navisworks is great. You don't actually do much drawing in Navisworks. You do a lot of clash detection. You do a lot of coordination. It's really just a content management software that works with all the other pieces of software. So now AutoCAD, you can actually go in here and make sure, this is important, go down to your workspace, change this in your status bar, change this to 3D modeling instead of drafting an annotation. And these all come with out-of-the-box AutoCAD here. So nothing you have to create as far as workspaces. And I'm going to do just a typical mass here, box. Another thing, if you're not getting your snaps to cooperate here, go over to your customization, make sure that your 3D object snaps are on and also your 2D snaps. So I'm going to zoom in here and go ahead. You can look at my X and Y, Z UCS over there. I'm drawing in the correct space. I'm just going to override my snaps by saying none so it doesn't get distracted and add a mass right there. And basically it's accurate. Sorry for the rudimentary, demonstration on this one, because this I feel like is a very powerful solution for collaboration too. And so that is some of the key features on there. And to make things a lot easier, I'm going to wrap it up here. To make things a lot quicker and smoother, I would suggest getting your video card so it's compliant with 2017. It's not real hard to do that. The biggest thing, the biggest reason I say that is because I'm going to detach this. Let me go back into my workspace. Because now you can take advantage of DirectX 11. It's a very powerful utility that you can use with AutoCAD. It takes advantage of tessellations, all sorts of caching, basically relieving your CPU of all that power it has to consume and letting that graphics card take advantage of all that work it needs to do behind the scenes on all these graphic intensive programs. So I'm going to go up to Insert, Reference, and detach this just like an XREF and take out that mass. And I just wanted to zoom in here, and thanks to Anthony Zhang here, this is actually his credit, this is his stare. And I just wanted to show you, in my visual, I'm in X-ray right now. And as you can see, you can see that try out some of your more intensive 3D files. If you're doing orbiting and things like that, you can see a difference in smoothness and tessellations and everything, getting rid of that adaptive degradation, that word that comes up a lot in some of your bigger 3D models. So anyway, that is some of the big highlights of the new version. And please, if you have any questions, join, go to the Autodesk website. There's plenty of information there, or talk to us, PPI.
You want to bring up that last slide?
Sure.
So we're going to get cozy here. We're sharing one mic. So I'll have Patrick move one chair over so we can...
Oh my gosh.
I know.
We're going to be too close.
I think so. But so we can get cozy and share the mic so you can hear both of us. Oh, no, next slide.
Okay.
We're going to take that one out.
Okay.
Let's go to the ending slide.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, you were going to talk about these. You want to briefly,
Well,
we'll include them in the deck.
I don't know. I think, yeah, I mean, trusted DWG, basically, native objects, native DWG objects are, of course, the ultimate to bring in on a project. But AutoCAD is great at translating any type of DXF or SolidWorks, any Bentley systems files, anything like that. 3D Max. AutoCAD 360 Pro mobile app. I would really take advantage of this. This is just it's a wonderful thing that they're giving to you for free that comes with subscription. Exchange apps, very powerful. Now this is only for full-blown subscription 2017 subscribers here. Tons of beautiful, great applications that will help your workflow and streamline your production process there. And of course Autodesk A360 there. This is a breakdown of LT and full-blown AutoCAD. We can kind of compare some of these, which is on the website. So you can see it's kind of lagging in the whole, coordination or collaboration, sorry, and 3D modeling realm down here. And then it goes back to 2015 and kind of shows you a progression of evolution of where we've been and where we're going here. And this is, of course, the key points here. Documents faster, top reasons, connect more smoothly. Connectivity is definitely better in this version. Get started more quickly. Have other non-AutoCAD. Everyone has heard of AutoCAD. It would be great. It's great to get the whole community, outside the community, too, involved in your product design here. Customize more easily. You have additional resources here, and I think we are right at the cue for Wendy.
So we very much enjoyed spending our hour with you. So thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you in the coming weeks on another webcast. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, folks.